So, you're thinking about moving to Arizona? Are you aware that Arizona has some of the loosest gun restriction laws in all of the United States? That's right, baby. People love their guns in the state of Arizona. When the mask mandates came, they weren't about having that. It's actually pretty red and conservative, although, however it got voted, you can go ahead and comment down below what happened after the polls. But in this video, I'm going to be discussing those things that may actually deter you from moving to Arizona. I'm not from here. It's an outsider's perspective. I won't sugarcoat anything like when they tell you, oh, it's just a dry heat. BS. You get anything above 100, 107, 110, which is very common. It happens all the time. It's hot. I don't care who you are. So I'm going to be talking about things that I've learned in the past year or two, like how expensive it is to license your vehicle, so that you're going to have a great understanding of exactly what it's like right here in the state of Arizona. And if that's what you want, we're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Wilkie with the Living in Phoenix, Arizona team. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and should you avoid moving here, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And we honestly get so many phone calls, emails, texts every single day from people moving and relocating here. We absolutely love it. So thinking about moving anywhere in the area, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back with that move to sunny Arizona. All right, so I'm just going to paint the picture. I'm going to list these 10 things. And, you know, when you go online, when I was moving here, everything was so sugar-coated. Everything was just, like, perfect, and they beat around the bush, and nobody was really painting a perspective of, like, hey, I'm not from here. So that's kind of what I want to do, is just take this list of things that I've noticed all the way through, you know, contractors, getting vehicles licensed, those things that us people moving to Arizona really have no idea. Number one, I'm from a conservative area of North Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, which is now blown up. But when I was a kid, there was nothing there, but it's open carry there too. And in Arizona, especially Phoenix, where we're at, it is very, very, common to see open carry. Now, you're not going to see it all over the place. I won't say that. But when it's open carry, that means people can legally, and according to the state laws, 18 or older, open carry a pistol, right? And that's typically what you're going to see. I know that, you know, I have 3 kids. The oldest one is only 9, but he is very, very up to date and safe with his gun. So I'm actually more proud of him and less scared of him with a gun than 99% of the world, because that's just kind of a rite of passage. And I love that you can see that here in Arizona. So I don't want to paint this picture that there's people just waving guns everywhere, but this is, like I mentioned at the beginning, some of the loosest laws when it comes to open carry guns. So the thing about that, you can't have them around schools. When it comes to vehicles, they've got to be placed in holsters or in carrying case. So again, they're very protective of where these are, but people love guns. There's a lot of shooting ranges, and that's actually a good thing. Beginner lessons, you know, if you really want to learn, protect yourself, there's going to be an incredible amount of that. But just know that when you come to this area, guns are loved. And actually, it's the 4th largest. I was just kind of reading out it, the 4th most guns per resident in the United States as well. So that's what you need to know. Number 2, when it came to the mask mandates, really when things started getting heavy, obviously, you know, the entire United States really right out of the gate, everybody was kind of standoffish. But I can tell you very quickly, and I did a stint up in the Portland, Oregon area where it's still almost to this day, you've got to mask, kids aren't going to school. It was very quickly, within months, you know, people were really starting to really get back out there. That's why everybody moves to Phoenix and to Arizona, I think, is just that outdoor activity. Doesn't matter age group, how old, how young, people love getting out, and there's so much to do here. So it was really, people just want to be themselves, right? And that's, I think, that the mentality that I've learned and kind of what I feel with, you know, the people that I've met here and everybody that I talk to is they just kind of like being who they are and don't mess with me type stuff. So it was a little bit looser of laws when and it wasn't really the laws, right? It's just the people's mentality. But yes, I mean, the masks got lifted pretty quickly. No matter what the news says, you know, anywhere, Arizona, especially Phoenix, where we're at, those mask laws kind of got lifted quickly. Now, what I want you to do is comment down below real quick, anything that you've heard, or if any of those things bug you, from the presidential elections to the guns to the masks. I want to hear what your comments are, because I monitor those, and we'll shoot some videos on those as well. The seasons, okay? This is where everybody goes, oh, it's hot, but it's just dry. You know, it's dry heat. At least it's not humid. it's humid. And if you can picture like opening up that pizza oven at 425 and that thing hitting you, that's exactly what it's like. Basically 100, 107, you can go outside, but it's going to be crazy hot. But that 107 plus, 107 plus, 110, 115, like you can't even go outside. It's unbelievable. And you might be like, well, why the hell you live in there? Because I come from a cold area where we got 6 months of snow. So you couldn't really go outside. Even though I loved hunting, I went ice fishing, I snowboarded, I skied. Well, you could still do that within 2 hours to the north. Go hit that stuff. But that 8 months of, once basically like end of October, November hits, about 8 months, it is like the dream weather. And I'm talking like, and I get it, you don't have that snowy white Christmas anymore, but man, I remember cruising around, just last December, and you got all the Christmas lights festive. In fact, there's actually a ton more of that here, which is crazy to me. For those family people who like the lights, you can drive all over and go through these big lighting ceremony type stuff. But it's kind of cool. You got the top down, got the windows down. It's nice and warm. And like I mentioned, you can head up about 2 hours and go hit the slopes. Plus, I mean, you can head into California. There's really ski slopes everywhere, but you're not moving to Phoenix for the snow. So for me, my personal opinion of the sometimes 4, 6, even 7 months of like snow and cold and slush and rain, I'm enjoying that 6, 7, 8 months of really good weather. And then in the summer, I used to, when I was building power lines for a long time and traveling all over, I had to work outside and it was brutal hot, but now I don't really have to. So if you're going to be working outside, just know those summers, it is hot. I don't care what anybody says. And did you know that in the summer, it's like monsoon season? I was talking to locals. I was like, what the hell is going on this summer? Because literally it just rained all the time. Yes, it still got hot and it wasn't raining all summer, but that was something that I had no idea about. We actually had some flooding, and it's something that when, I'm talking to the locals and they got all their theories and shit, but I was reading it and they're like, it's actually, some of the temperatures and the moisture that comes up from Mexico and the winds, it has something to do with it. But we saw the most rain we've seen in like a decade here in Phoenix this summer. So you do actually get some pretty hardcore rainstorms in the winter, and with, the ground just about as hard as the concrete, you can see that flooding really quickly too. So yes, you will see that rain actually more in the summer. So that goes right into number 4. Again, coming from the Pacific Northwest, it is common that you change your air filters in your air conditioner every 3, maybe 6 months, and check that. You better do it every 3 weeks here. That you'll hear the damn AC filter, if you got them in the roof or in the side of the house or the side of the walls or something, and it's like they're just whistling and it's all bowed in. That thing is covered in dark. I was unaware of that, and it wasn't something that I really heard about when I moved here. Again, this is all perspective of somebody who's not from Arizona, but with the ACs basically running around the clock, you've got to make sure that you change that air filter, because, man, it can be hard on that AC. And guess when they always go out? On the hottest day of the year, and you're trying to call every AC guy, and they ain't showing up. So, or AC gal. But yes, make sure in fact, what I started doing is Amazon, I would just order 6 packs of filters. And every month I just go in there. In fact, every 3 weeks, sometimes in the dead of summer, when I hear that thing just running and cooking all day, I will make sure I'm changing those, because the last thing I want is that thing to blow up on me, because it gets hot really, really fast. And so one thing I wanted to mention with that, the house that we bought when we got here did not have the blinds or had blinds at all. And so we ended up ordering, I don't know who monetized or set them on the monetization level. That's a terrible word for it. I don't care. The actual pricing for blinds, but it's like the most expensive thing on planet Earth. I don't know why, but I mean, you're going to be spending quite a bit, maybe 8, 12, 15 grand, depending on the size of the house, to get blinds. And that's the one thing I was just like, you know what, if I'm doing this, I'm going to get the nice ones. So we really got those kind of solar blackout blinds, and it can help big time. You will actually hear in the summer times your AC unit shut off sometimes. So I know in the long run, it's going to save not only, money on the power bills, but hey, it's letting that equipment take a rest every once in a while too. So you're probably, if you move into a house here and it doesn't have blinds, I would probably, recommend looking at some right away, because that can really help you with those AC units. Again, this is stuff that I didn't know. In the summertime, we're used to cracking a window here, blowing a fan in and blowing it out that way at night, and then you shut the windows and you're pretty cool throughout the day. So to have that heat constantly all day and the AC running, just make sure you're up to date on that stuff. All right, so then it came to finding a place to live, and I almost couldn't find one, because the landscape, the rocks. This is one thing, if you saw a lot of our vlogs that we did and the videos, I was going around and talking about it, especially everybody was talking about Scottsdale, North Scottsdale, DC Ranch, all these areas, and just being amazing, especially for families. But I would drive through these neighborhoods and I'm like, good Lord, like one of my 3 kids is going to look like they played goalie for a dart team because they're going to get stuck in a cactus all day playing and just rocks. I get it. There's no uptake and people freaking love, they love that desert decor. But for me, again, the Northwest, I got to have trees. So I was really pleasantly surprised to head down to that Gilbert Chandler area and where we reside because it is green. Instead of having those walking paths, with the dry creek beds and stuff where the water can go and it's all rock, in the Gilbert Chandler area down south, you're going to see a lot more green space. So the parks are all grass. They got the big swells down there for water and they're all grass. The yards have grass and I had to see my grass. I'm not going to lie. So that decor there, I don't know what it is, but the majority of it is that. And here's another thing that I learned when moving to Phoenix was you've got to have your house color match the desert landscape. So the majority of the houses, and that's like state law, at least city that I know, and maybe a comment down below if I'm wrong. I don't care if I am, but I've heard, in our neighborhoods, that was something when we were going through. Obviously, I wasn't going to paint it, blue or pink or nothing, but that was something that was brought up is that there's like 20 different colors that you can choose from that they want it to blend into the earth. So you're not going to have a lot of leeway when it comes to crazy colors, but maybe that's a good thing. Again, comment down below what your thoughts are on any of these things. I want to hear your guys' comments. Could you handle moving or living in Arizona after hearing all of these things? I will tell you, I am enjoying it, and I'm not a glass half empty guy. I'm very glass half full, but I like to just paint honest pictures. So just know that you can't, have those radical, crazy house paintings. So we'll jump into the next one. There's massive growth here. Something that really, attracted us to Phoenix was the outdoor activities. You don't even really understand it until you get here because in your mind and that you picture is very stereotypical of just this flat desert land. But man, it's a different kind of beauty. Again, coming from the Northwest and the mountains and the trees, it's totally different. But I kind of just got tired of getting socked in, especially as I had kids in 3-4 months where they couldn't even go outside anymore because they lost all their damn boots and they had snot running down their nose every day. So I wanted to be able to enjoy the mountains. I love hunting, fishing, that kind of stuff. And so there's lakes still here, but the hiking right in town, the mountains, might be able to take a flashlight out at night and go hunt scorpions. Done that. So hey, it's remarkably gorgeous, but the growth here, because of that, it's really starting to grow fast. Here's some things that I've noticed about the growth, okay? Living in the Pacific Northwest, I did a stint in the Portland area and would drive up to Seattle every once in a while. Their traffic systems and road systems are atrocious. And if you're from there, you know what I'm talking about. But you're landlocked with rivers and mountains and trees. And the other thing is, those cities were established, it seems like 500 years ago. So the infrastructure and the freeways, they are what they are. And they were not really ready for all of that growth. Like where I'm from in North Idaho, it was a small little logging town that's now the hottest real estate market in the country. And you can't just build it out. That is the one thing that Phoenix, I will nod my hat to. They absolutely knocked it out of the park. And the reason was a lot of the infrastructure and the highways and the freeways that are going in are relatively new. Phoenix wasn't really a place that people were living, or Arizona for that sense, until really the 70s, 80s. Now, again, you're going to comment down below and blow me up on that, but you got to think the rapid growth happened in the 70s, 80s when air conditioning came about. That's when companies moved there. That's when people could actually live there in the summer. So a lot of the freeway systems and everything that was built actually was with modern technology and not like an old wagon trail that they turned into a highway. So you will notice that actually the traffic here, and again, the locals may think, that it's bad or wherever you come from, but I'm telling you right now, that traffic hauls ass. People drive pretty fast in Arizona, and there's a lot of motorcycles. So you've got to double, triple check, man. We don't want to be hitting those motorcycle riders, and there is a ton of them, but there's massive growth, and I don't see it stopping. I mean, it is people coming from all over the world, really. They're really enjoying Phoenix and what it offers, and you'll see that growth continue to happen. Next on the list, number 9 is the contractors. And I can't say it's just Phoenix or Arizona related. I think it's across the country. As COVID hit, everybody either wanted a new house or they wanted more space. And so the contractors have more business than they've ever been able to handle. But man, there's something about like everyone you call or get referenced to, they're just like, they don't show up or they don't do the job, or what usually happens, and I get it, the prices of lumber and everything skyrocketed. So they'll quote you something and then all of a sudden it's like $5,000 more. So it's something that I've just kind of noticed here. We have been locking down a pretty good list, especially the team. You know, if you're doing something in the Phoenix area, the one big thing that I have found that's helped out is there's an app called Thumbtack, and you can go in there and search what you're looking for help, and there's all these reviews. I've had 3 or 4 contractors on there. They communicate with you immediately, and they show up exactly on time or even early. So I've had good luck with it. Maybe you won't, but Thumbtack is something just to get simple tasks done. That they have all sorts of people. I didn't even know about this app, but it's really changed my life. And for some reason, those people, because everything is review based on there, that's how they rank on there. They seem to be incredible options. So that was one thing that I noticed here. The contractors that you get locally, sometimes they take a little long. Okay, so now when you're going to be moving here, you're going to have to switch over the old licensing for the vehicle. And this shocked me. I've never seen costs like this in my life. So the thing about when I went in, you got to think, the sticker price that you see on these vehicles, by the way, it's just like the housing industry. We went and looked at a new Kia for my wife. It was like $52,000 sticker price. But when we went to the table, it was $69,000. So they're dictating their own prices, which is insanity. That's for a whole different subject. Comment down below if you think that's crazy. But what they do is they go off a percentage. So you're actually going to take your vehicle in there and they look at the price of it and they'll do a percentage off of that. So in that $60,000, $70,000 range, I can tell you right now, I ended up opting for the 2-year tags and registration, and that saved me like $50 a year. It was $1,100 to do that. I almost just about passed out. So basically, you're looking at $600 a year if you pay just annually, because I saved those $50 a year. So it's $100 off. So yeah, and when I was like, what's this about? Why are you guys so outrageous? They're like, well, you like your road you're driving on? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess these are the nicest roads. There's like no bumps, everything, traffic flows good. So they pour a lot of that money back into the highway, again, helping with the traffic and stuff. But just know, especially if you got those more expensive cars, you're going to pay a fortune for that registration. Last but not least, things ain't cheap here anymore. Like, I remember picturing Phoenix, Arizona. I had some buddies go to ASU back when I was in high school, college, and it just seemed like the cheapest place ever to live. Everything was so affordable, and I had that perception coming here. And I mean, to really get into nice homes, nice areas, you're going to be, I think, median home price probably in that $400, $450 range. But you're looking above. Obviously, there's areas that are a little bit below, but some of the popular areas, we've been helping dozens and dozens of people move and relocate here. I mean, you're going to be looking at $500, $600, $700, but depending on where you come from, you're still going to get a lot of bang for your buck. Obviously we get a lot of, California residents, and for, that $800 million, they're really getting some incredible homes. So again, this is actually something that we love, because people get these conceptions of like, oh, that's going to be my area. Just like I did. Everybody told me DC Ranch, North Scottsdale, the families love it. And there's incredible shopping centers there with concerts and bands, and it wasn't for me. It's a feel thing. Like, you drive through these areas, you're like, that is my place. And then you drive through these 2-3 areas you saw on a map, you're like, dude, these suck, right? So when you call us and you're like, hey, I like this lifestyle, I like these style of home, I need to be close to this, we're going. Especially Sheryl, she's been here forever and she knows these places in and out. She goes, oh my gosh, you're going to love, these 2-3 places that you've never even heard of. So that's what we love doing, is helping you find that perfect place that fits your lifestyle so that you can enjoy the Arizona lifestyle just like I have. So 10 reasons you may not like living here, but I love freaking living in Arizona. And if that's your goal and you need help, that's what we do. We help you move here. But the only way that we can help you is you got to reach out. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends. We got your back when moving to sunny Arizona. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later.